So Jake, thanks for sitting down and talking with us before your show. A lot of people really appreciate how you are so all about the music. When you're developing yourself as an artist, how do you feel like when you found your musical identity? How do you know?
I think really it's just all what makes you personally happy. You know, I love to play music. Since the time I was on a bar stool in college at Florida State University, I remember my parents coming up and always asking me, why do you play up there for so long? I was playing for free too.
Oh, wow.
At the time.
Yeah.
And because something in my mind, I always knew that if I played for free and just played because I loved it, that money would come, and what my main goal was of playing music for a living would come. And so it did. So it's when people ask me all the time, like, when do I feel like I've made it? I always tell them I felt like I made it the minute I got on a bar stool and was able to sing songs and make $50 and get a pitcher of beer. I mean,
that's awesome.
Pretty good job, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're just really doing it for just the love of the art, and it really comes across. That's awesome.
Well, thanks.
So do you feel, though, like you are constantly evolving and changing as a musician?
I hope so. I think that's just like, music's just like anything in life. You know, you always want to get better and you want to learn from what you've done previously, and hopefully, you know, build on that. But I think I'm constantly building on what we're doing out here. It's not just myself. All these guys in the band, a lot of them have been with me since day one. And, you know, I remember playing our first few shows when there wasn't a lot of people there because they didn't know who we were. And now, you know, to come here tonight, it's sold out. Feels good, you know.
It's awesome. There was a line when I was here hours ago. People were just like knocking down the door to see you. It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Plus, my mom and dad they can't be here tonight, but they can. I know they're gonna be sitting at home watching.
They'll watch this video and they'll get excited.
That's right.
That's great. So, being such a big songwriter, do you feel like people have been coming out of the woodworks thinking that songs you've written are about them?
Not really.
You're not having the Taylor Swift effect yet, then.
No, I don't think so. I did hear though the other day. I saw some email or something. Someone sent me that Taylor has actually some song on her new album or something she wrote supposedly about me. But
really, what song? Do you know?
It's called Sparks Fly. And
wow.
I don't know why I know that. I don't know why.
I don't know. I think maybe you've been playing that a lot.
No, Taylor's an awesome girl. She's really sweet. Yeah, I kept getting all these texts and emails about, is this song about? I don't know. But she sold like 1.5 million records her first week out of that record. So I feel responsible for that if it is.
You should, rightfully so. I mean, did you guys ever date?
No. When I knew Taylor, I met Taylor for the first time when she was 16 years old.
Wow.
And she opened up for me in Portland, Oregon. It happened to be Halloween night, and she was dressed as an angel with angel wings and a halo on her head. And then the next thing I know, like a year later, she's selling out Madison Square Garden in like 6 seconds. So I haven't really talked to her a lot since then.
Well, you bring up a good point, though, with buying records and everything with being in the digital age. How do you feel the game has changed for musicians nowadays?
Well, these days, I think you don't have to be signed to a record deal. You know, you can make music at your house with all the new digital recording you can do at home on laptops and home studios, and then you can put it right out on the internet, put it on YouTube. And before you know it, I mean, if you've got something that's great, good songs are good songs, and if people start gravitating towards that and it becomes somewhat of a online phenomenon, I mean, there's been a lot of, I think that Colby Calais or whatnot, she did that.
Yeah, it started there.
Taylor really started like that with networking. But I've got I know there's a lot of groups out there now that are really big on the internet, and I can't commend them enough for that, because it's a big thing to take advantage of.
It is. It's awesome. It's good that they can kind of get their start that way. It's inspiring. What being on the road, you've been touring really busy with Brad Paisley, Kenny Chesney. What do you feel like you've learned from being on the road with those guys?
Everyone does things differently. That's really what I learned the most. Everyone, you know, Brad has an amazing tour. It's huge, and he treats everyone unbelievably well, as does everyone that I've been on tour with. But everyone's got their little things they do differently. Kenny has an amazing. I mean, that guy's been Entertainer of the Year, what, 5 times in a row or something, 5 years, and he has a lot of fun. Like the whole premise behind his shows are all about having a good time, and you have a real good time when you're out there.
I can see you kind of light up just talking about it.
Yeah, Kenny's been really good to me, and I've played numerous shows with him, and I just aspire one day to hopefully, when I get to that level, be able to have that many people around me that are always looking out for you because you treat them so well. You know what I mean? It's like everyone out there would drop everything to help Kenny with anything he needs because he treats them with the utmost respect. And I think if you can learn anything from anyone, my dad always said, if you want to be the best, surround yourself with people that are the best. And so I've been pretty lucky to surround myself with some pretty awesome people.
You were just saying, I mean, you've really had a core group of guys and friends that you've been around, and that has kind of been your support system. So that has to help when you're on the road, but you still get homesick, I'm sure, right? What do you do when you get homesick?
Yeah, I get homesick. You know, it's odd for me when I moved to Nashville to even try to get a record deal. I didn't know anyone, and I dropped out of college with 9 hours of school left, so my family and everyone wasn't too happy about that. And I have a twin brother. He was at school there, and I left him behind. And I moved to a town where I didn't know one person. All I knew is that that's where I needed to be if I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And I get homesick, to answer your question, a lot because I felt like I moved up there amongst just in a town where no one knew who I was, no one knew anything about me, where I came from, what I've done previously in my life. And I kind of started over. I kind of built all these new friendships and people and business partners and things. So it's a world that my family back home knows nothing about other than what they read on the internet or what they get from me. And that's hard to deal with sometimes when you grow up with such a tight-knit family that you really depend on and lean on to give you advice and things. That it's sometimes hard for my dad or mom to give me advice on something out here that they don't know anything about, but you know, they're still your mom and dad, and you got to lean on them, you know, for that. So,
do you feel like you're calling them and having to set them straight on things that they're reading on the internet or things like that?
Oh yeah, I mean, my mom has called me before because she was on YouTube. Because she's got me on like a Google alert.
Oh, that's dangerous. It's really not good.
So dangerous. And she'll say, "I saw you were drinking last night on stage." And I was like, yeah, well, so was everybody else in the audience. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. It's the way of the world these days. You can't do anything without someone finding out about it in China 30 seconds later.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's been so many times where I've played a show, gotten on the bus, and before we were rolling down the highway, we got on YouTube, and our show was on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So at least tonight, you're getting it right as it happens.
Thank you so much for taking time with us. Can we get a quick shout out to Longhorn Steakhouse and Jack Daniels in US 99.5?
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching tonight. We're going to have a good time. We're at Joe's Bar right here in Chicago on Weed Street. And thanks to my great business partners, Longhorn Steakhouse and Jack Daniels, and the great radio station here in town in Chicago, US 99. We're able to do this for you guys. So have a good time tonight. Drink a beer, sit by your computer, and listen to some good country music.